Sir Cliff, want net als Jagger en Jones is ook Cliff Richard door de Queen hoogstpersoonlijk geridderd. Tekenend voor zijn populariteit is dat hij buiten Buckingham Palace werd opgewacht door een alleraardigst clubje fans. Inmiddels heeft hij Engeland voor een deel de rug toegekeerd. Niet dat hij er slecht woonde, verre van dat. Sir Cliff heeft alles wat zijn vrijgezelle hart begeert, want bachelor boy is hij altijd gebleven, tot op de dag van vandaag. Al eerder werd duidelijk waarom.
You seem to have said I prefer a good game of tennis to sex. I don't remember saying that.
No, it goes for me.
I mean, I may have said it in a joke, of course, but for me, if I am playing a good game of tennis, I wouldn't give it up to have sex. You know, if I'm in the middle of hitting a most fantastic cross-court backhand top spin, and somebody said to me, "Can you stop now and have sex?" I said, "I'll say no thanks."
Come on, pretty baby, let's move it and...
I'd rather do the singing.
Yeah, and then what comes in?
Shake, baby, shake, but honey, please don't lose it.
The rhythm then gets into your heart and soul.
But
Let me tell you, baby, it's called rock and roll. Okay.
yes. Shake, baby, please don't lose it. This rhythm that gets into your heart and soul. Let me tell you, baby, it's called rock and roll.
We kozen hem als vertegenwoordiger, zeg maar, van de vier die dus allemaal de komende maanden ons land aandoen. Van wie we dadelijk onthullen wie de oudste is. Cliff Richard. Hij woont tegenwoordig op Barbados. Het is zo'n huis dat de makelaar hoogstens 1 keer in zijn leven een aanbieding heeft. Dat plek waar het zo volgens altijd mooi weer is.
Hou op. Ja.
Het is allemaal bij elkaar gespaard door dit soort nummers. Maar Cliff is van alle tijden. Zo verscheen onlangs een nieuw album met nieuwe versies van oude rock'n'roll hits. Maar ook buiten de rock'n'roll heeft hij altijd gezorgd voor eigentijds repertoire. Zoals dit duet met de Engelse Susie Furlong. Hello, Sir Cliff.
Hi, Ivo, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you. Are you an Englishman in Barbados now, or does Barbados mean more to you?
Everywhere the planet means more to me as I get older, so I travel a lot. It's hard to say where I really... I reside here in Barbados, but I spend the same amount of time in Portugal, I work in England, and in Europe, of course, and I go to America also. So when people ask me where I live, I say I live on the planet. It's very nice.
Now there's the new album. To my surprise, it's rock and roll, and that at 73 years of age. At this stage of your life, I would have expected a record full of slow ballads with poetic or philosophical lyrics, but it's still rock and roll, Sir Cliff.
I know, well, I'm going back to my roots. I don't know if you've heard my album, but
Yeah,
when I listen to it,
of course I heard.
oh good, well
I was surprised when I read that the recording only took you 2 weeks.
I know because we did most of it live. I am very much in my comfort zone. It's music I know. All these songs, I have the original records on my jukebox in Portugal.
Okay, it reminds me of come on, pretty baby, let's move it and groove it. Shake, oh baby, shake, oh honey, please don't lose it. Because it sounds like when you started.
Oh yeah, whenever I've tried to explain to my public, when I do a show in concert, I've often said to them, when I sing Move It, I can remember exactly where I was standing in Studio 2, Abbey Road, and I don't feel anything other than 18. I don't know how you feel. When you're singing rock and roll, you need to feel the genre of music. It's an energetic art form. There'll come a day when I can't be so energetic probably, but at the moment I can still move. I have young people now that come and are my band and my singers, and they come and join me in the front and we do steps together and punch in the air. It's necessary, and that's why I feel God has been very kind to me in that I have never been really very sick, and I still have good health, and I have energy.
Dit is een zeer recente opname uit het Australische Sydney. Ach, vergelijk dit met een eeuwigheid geleden. En dan is in feite het enige dat veranderd is, dat nu iedereen keurig op zijn, maar vooral op haar stoel blijft zitten. En dat weinig fans zich nog de haren uit het hoofd trekken.
Well, we just had a look at a clip from centuries ago. I can imagine that as far as your health is concerned, you have all the reasons to count your blessings.
Oh yeah, I think it's a lot to do with good luck. I bless my mother, who always looked younger than me, that she gave me and my sisters, I think, some of her genes. And so that's good luck, great good fortune.
But at that time, did you expect that your career could last so long, that just like Tom Jones and Mick Jagger, you would still be in business in 2014?
No, I didn't believe that because, well, in those early days, I don't know how old you are, Ivo, but they used to write things like, oh, this singer is here today and gone tomorrow, or a one-hit wonder, or an overnight sensation. And we began to believe that maybe that was true. And then after 5 years, I thought, wait a minute, no, we're still here.
Yeah.
After 10 years, wow, we're still here. And I think rock and roll was a baby when I started, and then it grew up in front of us, and now it's one of the most important art forms on the planet. It's survived 50, maybe 60 years now. Someone told me once that Fats Domino made the first rock and roll album in the early 50s.
Fats Domino, yeah.
Even before Elvis. And so once Elvis came, he gave it a shape, an attitude, a way of singing, and it was a combination of gospel, of soul, of gospel music, country music. So it was an exciting time to be alive, and to start then was a great privilege for me.
Okay, Cliff, let's have a look at a very special performance.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations.
In this career spanning over almost 6 decades, I can imagine that you consider the Diamond Jubilee concert for the Queen as one of the most unforgettable moments.
Well, those concerts that you do for the royal family in England are always special. I love those ones because backstage, suddenly, all of us who are competitive people, we all want to fight each other to get to the number 1 position. All of that disappears, and backstage, we're rushing into Tom's room, say, hey Tom, how are you? A picture taken, please. Robbie Williams, oh, let's have a photograph. And we all are like a big a fraternity, a family of singers, and I think we all believe that if we all go out of there, onto the stage, and we do the best thing we can, we please somebody. Everyone pleases a different group. And by the time the evening is over, we have given honor to our Queen, and everybody goes home very happy.
And there's another moment that I consider as very special. That's when you came on stage on the occasion of your 70th birthday concert.
Yeah, well, that was at the Albert Hall, and I got my sister Joan and her daughter to dress up as nurses because it was my 70th birthday, and I came on with in a walking thing, a wheeler, and then I got to the stage. My sister pretended to give me an injection, and I said, "Fly me to the moon," and started to sing. So it was great fun.
Maybe the most important thing that happened in your life since we spoke to each other the last time is the fact that your mother died. I was surprised to read in the Daily Mail that if, like your mother, you would develop Alzheimer's disease, that you would seriously consider euthanasia. I thought, how can you combine that with the fact that you are a Christian?
No, you can't. And you can't combine it because it's not true. And Ivo, you have to start telling people that they can't believe all that they read. My sister and I said to my sister, if this happens to me, would you look after me? And she said, if it happens to me, would you look after me? So we both agreed that we would look after whoever got sick. There's nothing about euthanasia at all. And so, you know, again, you have to, I'm going to say it now, you cannot believe everything you read. I have read so much about me that now when I'm reading about my friends, I don't read it anymore. If I see something about somebody that I know, I flip the page, because I don't want to read some rubbish and crap that people write. I don't know why journalists, not all of them, of course not all of them, but many of them seem to have their own agenda, and rather than place the truth, they want to add to that truth. And usually what they add seems to be disruptive. It seems to be wrong and puts you in a very bad position. And for me, sometimes it's very embarrassing. It's embarrassing to face your friends. But my friends, of course, now know. They all say the same as I do. If they're looking at stories about me, they don't believe 90% of them. Which is a terrible indictment on journalism. Journalism is one of the most powerful areas on the planet. Television, journalism. And if I was a journalist, I would be a bit ashamed.
Yeah. So it is still difficult to cope with it for you. When you started, things like this type of gossip didn't exist. There was no internet that spreads every rumor within a split second.
Yeah, it's always hard to know how to deal with it. I had become accustomed